Hello and welcome, SAT scholars. This is Amanda with Test Innovators, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to be looking at a words and context question, which will be the first type of question you will see on the digital SAT reading section. Question types are all grouped together, so you usually will see at least 5 of these questions at the start of each module. Words and context questions can be approached like puzzles because you have to look at the context clues to decide which answer choice best fits the blank. This doesn't mean that you select the most advanced looking word or the fanciest word. You simply have to determine what makes the most sense. Are you ready to dive in? Let's get started. So here's the question. In recommending Jhumpa Lahiri's novel The Namesake, literary critic Michiko Kakatani praises the author's ability in creating blank characters, with their actions often revealing the complexity of their personalities. For example, one character's complaint about an overfilled kettle reflects his aversion to wastefulness, while another character's meticulous upkeep of her address book reveals her desire to feel connected to others. Which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? So, words and context questions will be phrased in one of two ways. Which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase, exactly as we see here, or in rare occasions, you'll see it phrased as used in the text, what does this vocab word most nearly mean? But with this particular phrasing, we have to pick a word that best fits the blank. And here we know that we are talking about Jhumpa Lahiri's novel, The Namesake, or rather what literary critic Michiko Kakatani thinks about this book. We see that she's talking about these characters, but we don't know how she's describing these characters because the adjective is missing. So it's our job to look at what surrounds the blank to best figure out what word fits this blank. We see we are given a transition phrase, for example. So we know we're going to be given an example to illustrate what kinds of characters are in the novel The Namesake. We see that one character's complaint about an overfilled kettle reflects his aversion or his dislike of wastefulness. He's trying to avoid being wasteful. I'm going to pause on that point here. What strikes me as an odd detail is that this matters to this character because you wouldn't necessarily think of overfilling a kettle with water as being particularly wasteful. But clearly this means something to this character, which shows us there's more going on than what we see at the surface level. Now we're actually given another example here to illustrate what kinds of characters are in the novel, The Namesake. Here, where it describes a character has a meticulous upkeep of her address book, which reveals her desire to feel connected to others. Here, we see that another character carefully maintains the context in her address book. This reflects her desire to feel connected to others, perhaps to convince herself that there are many people in her life. Again, we have a common, somewhat mundane activity, in this case, updating an address book, but it shows something much deeper. This character wants to feel like she is connected to other people. So, with that in mind, let's revisit our answer choices. Choice A, we have superficial, which means surface level or shallow. I'm not quite sure I would describe a character who cares about wastefulness as shallow, nor would I describe a character who wants to feel close to others as shallow. So I feel pretty confident about crossing out this choice because it just doesn't seem accurate. For choice B, we have unemotional, which is exactly as it sounds, lacking emotion. But does this accurately describe these two characters? Both characters actually seem to care about something, so I don't think unemotional really fits as an accurate description. I'm going to cross this off as well. So for choice C, we have an interesting word, disheartening. What does this mean? If a character is described as disheartening, it generally means that the character's actions or behavior are causing disappointment in some way, whether this applies to other characters or to the reader. But we do not have enough evidence to make this assumption, so because it's irrelevant, we can cross this off too. which leaves us with choice D, multifaceted, but I would say it's not enough to just rely on process of elimination. We should first confirm that this choice does in fact fit better than the others. So what does multifaceted mean? This is one example where it comes in handy to have a general knowledge of prefix meanings. Here, multi means many, and facets mean sides. Putting it together, multifaceted means there are many sides. Think of a diamond, for example. When we describe a person as multifaceted, we mean that the person is complex and has many different aspects to their personality. With the two characters that are described in this passage, are we given evidence that they are more complex than a cookie cutter character? I would say so. Plus, we see here in the passage, we have a line directly supporting this idea. Right here. Their actions often revealing the complexity of their personalities. So we can now say that choice D is the best answer, multifaceted. And that's how you tackle a words and context question. If you like this video and want to see more, please check out our website at testinnovators.com/SAT. Please also be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more SAT content. Thanks again for watching, and good luck out there, test takers.